Welcome to We Talk, where we talk about any and everything as a family.
As a family.
Yeah.
You are?
I'm Stavohn.
I'm Jaevohn.
And I'm Mom.
And today we're going to be talking about Kelly Williams-Bolar and the situation with her scandal in which she basically falsified documents to get her children into a better school district. And how this case relates to, what is it,
Loughlin.
Lori Loughlin?
Yeah, Felicity.
It's just all those rich people.
Felicity Huffman.
Yeah. So, and how this relates to them, and their similar scandal of falsifying documents to get their kids into better schools.
Let me give the background.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to speak.
Well, let me give background first, and you can speak all you want.
I wanted to give some background.
In 2006, Kelly Williams-Bolar enrolled her children into her father's school district. The children, they attended the school for a full year, but at the start of the second year, someone confronted her about her not living in the school district, at which time she pulled her children out of the school. 18 months later, she received an indictment. Her and her father both went to jail. Kelly served 10 years and had 3 years probation.
10 days.
My bad. Yeah, 10 days. Attack. 10 days.
I thought this was the same speech.
It's not clearly. She served 10 days and 3 years probation. And her father was to serve a year on charges that were unrelated to this particular case, and he wound up dying in jail. Then we have in 2011, Tanya McDowell. She was a homeless mom in Connecticut. Kelly was from Ohio. In Connecticut, that she enrolled her child into a different school district, and she received 5 years in jail. So now to present times where we have these celebrities who have gotten their children into colleges by means of falsifying documentation, bribes, and other craziness. I can't think of the other thing. But yeah, so, I mean, I guess I just wanted to know, you guys' feeling on it as a whole. I mean.
Alright.
Okay, I have more backstory. Okay, for Kelly, the school hired a private investigator to, follow her and stuff. So my thing like that is, the school was invested. They was really caring about where Kelly lived. They were obsessed. Also...
Well, they got money. It was the good school district.
Also, speaking of money, she actually went to jail because she got charged for larceny from stealing an education. And they originally said that either you pay the $30,000 for the tuition, even though it's a public school, and they knew she didn't have that money, because if she had $30,000 to just throw out, why would she have to falsify documentation? But the original thing was either $30,000 or the felony charge.
So did she get charged with a felony? Is that...
I think that she was charged with a felony, but I think that John Kasich gave her clemency. I'm not absolutely positive on that part, but I believe that that is kind of what I was reading.
How do they call it stealing an education?
Because it's the tuition or whatever.
An education you're stealing?
Stupid.
That's what they said. I mean.
What if I gave it back?
You just take her cake, cut her head open, like hand them the brain.
I don't need this. Like, this ain't worth it. Man, I feel like the two situations, or the two sets of situations with Kelly Williams-Bolar and Tanya McDowell, and how that compares to Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin. Like I feel like in specifically Kelly's case, she wasn't like she falsified her address as her father's address, whereas these celebrities, these people with money and wealth and power, they were falsifying their child's grades. Like they were bribing people. Like they were doing a lot worse stuff, like in order to manipulate the system. And like.
But we're gonna see if they keep that same energy.
Well,
when these people are tried, if they're gonna keep that same energy, or is the privilege that these people have going to allow them to walk?
And okay, so I don't necessarily think that it's exclusively white privilege that is going to keep these women safe. I think these women are going to be fine.
No, it's the money that they
Yeah,
have.
It's white privilege and
It's a mix.
And
it's a mixture.
The money and the status and the power. Like, there's a little bit of white privilege, a little bit.
Also, the judge could be like, "Oh, that's the girl from Full House."
I grew up watching Full
House. I'm Becky.
Oh, Becky. Like they are just from the fame, the money, and the Caucasianness of it all. They will be safe, in my opinion, and it's really upsetting because a common thing between all these cases where I just wanted to do what's best for my child, but my thing is, Kelly, all she did was just say she lived somewhere that she didn't, and I'm not saying that she didn't do something like wrong, but first of all, there needs to be reform in our school systems already, but second of all, like, it's not like she just picked a random location. Like, her father lived at that address, and like, that is, I'm sure that she probably spends a lot of time at that place. And so not saying that it's not saying that it's okay, but to go to the extent of having her have a felony charge of larceny for stealing an education when it's a public school, and then having her pay the $30,000 that you know that she cannot pay, not to get the money, because obviously you already got enough money because you're the good school district, but to make her an example and to make, let people know that you cannot try to get something better for your child. You cannot try to better the life of your child unless you have some form of privilege, whether it be from money, from power, or from the color of your skin.
Well, I mean, you know what? It's funny because what Kelly did, back in the day, like when y'all were younger and stuff, that was real common. It was common for people to do that. There was nothing thought about it,
And
I mean, who knew that you would wind up jailed behind it, I mean.
They were really caring about it. Like, I'm telling you, they were obsessed because they hired a private investigator. Was it that deep?
I feel like it's stupid that that's a felony. Like.
Well, I mean, when you put it in the terms that they put it, that she stole
$30,000.
Yeah, I mean, which is crazy because you have people doing less in the big scheme of things that don't go to jail. I mean,
more? Oh, you mean doing
less? Yes.
Yeah, hey. Hopefully something happens with these wealthy, powerful women. Something that is, comparable to what happened to these, sort of unfortunate women. But I doubt it. Kelly actually said that she could empathize with like Lori Loughlin and Felicity Huffman, whatever. She's like, oh, they only want what's best for their kid, and Kelly, I don't think that's right. I don't think that they wanted what's best for their kid, because if they did, like, their kids wouldn't be dummies, and their kids wouldn't need like to have all these like strings pulled. Like that's not what's best for your child, for you to just make an easy way for them through life. Like how is that gonna make them a person that is not terrible?
Another thing is, as far as their children are concerned, I know at least one of their daughters said she didn't even want to go to college.
Yeah,
the other one has like this. One of them have like this big YouTube channel, and I mean, she was just happy living her life with her big YouTube channel. Which, I mean, I'm sure she lost some subscribers.
She had a deal with Sephora, and she completely lost it. They cut her deal.
She's in a good school at least.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
My thing is, what Kelly did, it was a public school, so it's not like as much of like you're taking the spot of another kid. But in these like private colleges and these Ivy League schools, it's very like, we're only admitting this many people with this many requirements. And so for them to come in and just pay for their spot, that's kind of like a slap in the face, to everyone who's there. A slap in the face of someone who actually deserves to be there, who couldn't get in because they didn't have enough space. And a slap in the face to the kid themselves, because you just ruined your kid's career. But you wanted what's best for them.
Hey man, the kid ruined their own career by not being smart enough to get into a good school.
The parent, if the kid didn't want to go to school, that is not for the parent.
And that's fine though. Like, if they don't want to go to school,
then don't force them to go to school. It's like,
I mean, like, in a sense, the child she clearly did not want to go to school for the right reasons. She wanted to party and this, that, and the third. So, you did this for naught. You were up under all this scrutiny, trying to get your child into a better school.
they'll be fine.
And, no, I'm not, they probably will be fine, but what was the point is what I'm saying.
what was the reason?
Man, I don't know. Like, yeah, and you know what? This exposes something. Like, not only does it expose, like, the difference in treatment between, I guess, whites and blacks, and then also between the people with money and then the people without. But this exposes the corruption in the system. Like, for there to be bribes being paid, bribes have to be taken.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, who's taking these bribes? Can we do something about them?
Oh yeah, they did.
Like, the people who are falsifying all the documents, like, man,
the rabbit hole is very deep.
Right, yeah. Like, this was like a whole network of people that conspired together to get, these children into schools that they didn't even want to be in.
Yeah.
So now everybody's getting screwed over.
Yep.
I don't understand why it had to be like, was it Harvard? It was Harvard, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, it was
Well, no, I know one of the schools was USC, which I don't know anything about schools in that aspect, but I don't feel like USC is a school that I'm putting it all on the line. Maybe it's just me.
USC isn't worth it.
I'm like, I could see a name like Harvard or something like that, but in my mind,
I'll risk jail time for Yale.
Right, exactly. I don't know.
I don't know. It's so funny. Like, honestly, do you think that it was, in their mind, do you think that it was a risk? To Felicity Huffman?
No, because I'm sure these are not the first people. No, it was not a risk.
These are like professional string pullers, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that when they found out that charges was, they were like, oh my God. like, what? Like, so-and-so did it 20 years ago. No, I'm sure that stuff like this goes on all the time. So, yeah, I'm sure they're pretty shocked.
I mean, hey, they'll still just be able to squirm out of it, so they won't learn a lesson.
We need to do a follow-up as far as, what does really happen to them if something does really happen to them. And
Yeah.
we can show our outrage.
I am mad.
Angry.
Yeah.
Final thoughts?
I think that Felicity and Lori, though I did like Full House, they should both see some form of punishment, for sure. Like, especially when women who did something that, in my opinion, and I feel like the common opinion is not nearly as bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. It's just so upsetting to see the system like really working to keep these unfortunate people down and keep the wealthy,
Oh, yeah.
That's what
nice and happy.
That's how the system was made. That's what it was made to do.
Well, yeah. So,
my final thoughts. I don't know. I feel like I hope these famous women get some kind of jail time. Hopefully a little bit more than 10 days and 3 years parole. That's just how I'm feeling. And I feel bad for the people who do the address thing to try and, because I don't know, it's not like, is it a common thing that's wrong? Is that commonly known?
We know that it's wrong, but we didn't know we could go to jail for it.
Yeah.
I'm
so you're admitting to doing it.
I mean, you know that it's wrong. I mean, you're doing it, but you don't know that it's like jail wrong.
You just think it's like shameful a little bit. So yeah.
Well, my final thoughts are that, like I said, I feel like the first two ladies were trying to really legitimately do something to better the lives of their children. I feel like the other two ladies, their children's lives was already great, and I'm not trying to be judgmental, but their lives were already great. So if they just went to a regular college, got in on their own merit, I mean, things would have been fine. They wouldn't be going through all this now. So,
or if they even just skip college, like they both seem to want to.
yeah, so I really feel bad that, examples had to be made of the women who were black and the women who were not as economically blessed as their counterparts. But that just always seems to be the way that, let's take advantage of those who we can.
Money talks.
I guess.
Well, thank you for tuning in. Try to have a conversation with your family. See if you can get on the same page.
And if not the same page, at least the same chapter.
And if not the same chapter, then take advantage of the system.
Before it takes advantage of you.
Please take the time to leave topic suggestions in our comments.
We would appreciate it. Thank you.